Imagine standing in a noisy arcade in the 1980s, surrounded by flashing lights, 8-bit sounds, and crowds cheering over a game of Pac-Man. Now, fast forward to today, millions of players explore realistic 3D worlds online from their living room or even their phones. Video games have evolved from simple dots on a screen into massive, immersive experiences that shape our culture, technology, and even our economy. Today, I'm going to take you through that journey by exploring 3 generations of gaming. First, the birth of gaming in the arcade and the early consoles era. Second, the rise of home consoles and 3D graphics. And third, modern gaming online and virtual gaming. Our story begins in the early 1970s, when video games were just finding their footing. In 1972, a game called Pong by Atari became one of the first commercial successes. Soon after, classics like Space Invaders and Pac-Man turned arcades into cultural hotspots. People lined up with quarters in hand, chasing high scores and bragging rights. The excitement of the arcade quickly inspired developers to bring gaming home. The Atari 2600 released in 1977. It was the first major home console to make this possible. Suddenly, players could enjoy games like Asteroids and Adventure right in their living rooms. But with rapid growth came problems. Too many low-quality games flooded the market, leading to what became known as the video game crash of 1983. Sales plummeted, and many believed the gaming industry might not recover. So, the first generation of gaming gave us innovation and excitement, but also growing pains. Next, we'll see how the industry made a huge comeback and transformed the way we played forever. The 1990s brought what many consider the golden age of video games. After the crash, Nintendo revived the market with the Nintendo Entertainment System, or the NES, in 1985. Games like Super Mario Bros. And Legends of Zelda redefined what video games could be: fun, creative, and full of imagination. Competition soon followed. Sega challenged Nintendo with 16-bit Genesis console, launching the famous rivalry between Mario and Sonic the Hedgehog. But it was Sony's PlayStation, released in 1995, that revolutionized gaming by introducing CD-based games. CDs allowed for more storage, which meant better graphics, voice acting, and cinematic storytelling. As technology advanced, games transitioned from 2D to 3D, creating entirely new experiences. Titles like Super Mario 64, Final Fantasy VII, and Metal Gear Solid brought emotional storytelling and lifelike worlds to gamers everywhere. By the early 2000s, video games had become a major entertainment industry. Now, let's explore how the modern era of online and virtual gaming took it even further. The third generation of gaming is defined by connection and accessibility. Online multiplayer games like Fortnite, Call of Duty, and Minecraft allow millions of people from all over the world to play together instantly. Gaming has become social, a place to compete, chat, and collaborate. Mobile games also exploded with the rise of smartphones, with titles like Angry Birds, Clash of Clans, and Pokemon Go. This made gaming accessible to nearly everyone, not just individuals with consoles. And now, virtual reality is pushing boundaries even further. Headsets like the Meta Quest and the PlayStation VR transports players into fully immersive worlds where they can move, explore, and interact as if they were inside the game itself. To sum up, the history of video games has unfolded in 3 generations: the early arcade and home console era, the rise of 3D home systems, and the modern world of online and virtual gaming. Each generation built upon the last, pushing the limits of technology and creativity. Today, video games are more than just entertainment. They're a form of art, storytelling, and connection. From the simplicity of Pong to the realism of virtual reality, video games have come a long way in just 50 years. So next time you pick up a controller or open a game on your phone, remember, every pixel, every sound, and every virtual world comes from decades of innovation that all started with a simple idea: playing.